Hi friends, welcome to Mission Viewfinder. This week we are in a different place. I've actually never been here before, and we're going to start out here by showing the house that we're staying in. We're staying with friends, and they have a rather unique house.
Okay.
So this is their house. I mean, you ever had a pool or seen a pool in somebody's house, in the middle of their house? They've got 2 tortoises in here. Got fish in the pond, and yeah, then the rest is their house.
So this is a pretty cool house, and the people who live here are pretty cool too. Their names are Tim and Wendy Maddox, and they came to Cambodia, I think like 25 plus years ago. And they started out working with a humanitarian organization, and then they started out on their own. Now they have an orphanage, they have a school, they have a media center, they have a church, they have a medical clinic. They have a project that they're working on right now called Butterfly Paradise, and we're going to take you over there, show you that. It's pretty amazing. It's really amazing to see the way that God has used them here and the way that He provides for their needs. One of the things they did here at Butterfly Paradise, pretty sure that's the biggest caterpillar sculpture in the world. Like, seriously, it's big. Does this not look like a veritable paradise? It's so incredible. So green and lush. I love it. So one of the things that's really cool about this ministry is that it's faith-based, and so they don't go and ask people for money, and they don't fundraise. They talk to God about their needs. And that's, you know, the same as like George Mueller and lots of people in the past, in history, have just gone to God with their problems, and He provides. And right here is a living example that that still works today. God still cares about His work, He still cares about His children, and He provides. So, like Butterfly Paradise here, the main reason for it, there's actually 3. One is to provide the money that's needed to support the school and the orphanage and for the ministry here. Secondly, to give the students work experience. So there's a place right here where they can work and learn the value of work and, you know, earn money and things like that. And then the third reason is it's a way to reach out to tourists, because here in Siem Reap, there's, I believe, 4 million people a year come to visit Angkor Wat. It's a pretty big deal. I've been there. It's pretty incredible. So a lot of people come there to visit that, and this is something else that they can come and do when they're here, and they will not only be helping support the kids in the orphanage and the kids in the school, but also spending time in God's nature, in His creation. And, you know, in the cinema, in the theater, there's videos that uphold God as the creator of all of this. These have got to be the friendliest fish. These are the kind of fish that massage your feet. They kind of suck on them. They've got really big mouths.
We did this the other day, and they really like to suck on your toes. And I don't like them to suck on my toes because it kind of, just say they touch a lot of nerves.
There's like this involuntary jerk reaction. Pretty incredible project. If you're ever in Siem Reap, come check it out. It's amazing. We're going over to Hooftrek, which is on the other side of campus, and it's pretty cool. We were over there earlier today. They've got horses, and the kids work with the horses, and it helps the kids learn, you know, things like trust and how their actions affect the horses and how their actions might affect people, all sorts of different things. So it's kind of like a therapy thing, but it's really awesome what they're doing. So we're gonna go interview them. We got B-roll earlier. We're gonna go interview them now. Well, hello.
Yeah, we can make him smile. Look at me.
He was trying to help with the cameras. So Hooftrek is pretty much a horse training therapy type program that was started by a couple of the volunteers here, a couple of girls that are teaching here, and it's a really neat program that God just led in really miraculous ways for them to be able to start.
That over there is Wilbur, and I'm gonna make Wilbur fly.
Hi, Willie. Oh. Hi. Whoa,
That's Wilbur.
Kathleen came here like 8 years ago, and so she's been here for a good little while. She's been a teacher, but God has just worked in her life in so many different ways. And there were times that she thought she'd like go back to Australia, but God has just kept bringing her to, to stay here and to keep working here. And they really have a passion for the spiritual life of the church here in Cambodia, because it's not the strongest of churches, but it's growing and God is really working, and they're really excited to see that. So Ellie also, she came here, she just came here for 5 months, and while she was here for those first 5 months, God gave them the idea of Hooftrek, and then God just kept opening up those doors for them to do that. And so she's been here for like 4 or 5 years now, and God has been working her life in amazing ways too. She was going to go back and go to university, and God just made it clear that He wanted her to stay here and keep teaching. So there are a couple of really special young people, and God is working through them in amazing ways. They really are seeking to reach the hearts of the young people here, not just to be academic teachers, not just to teach them about horses, but to really help connect them with God.
Kathleen shared with me last night that Kathleen and Ellie have been asked to work sort of as Bible workers. So they can't really do that unless someone comes to take care of Hooftrek and sort of make it their own. So I know there's lots of people out there, maybe you are one of them, who loves horses and loves helping people. And this is an awesome way to bring it together. So if that's you, I want to invite you to consider coming here to help Hooftrek. And the other thing is, if you want to be a student missionary and you're willing to teach, you can come here and teach classes in the school so that Kathleen and Ellie have more time with the horses also. So there's lots of needs, lots of opportunities for service, and consider what God might want you to do, where He might want you to serve.
Just one other thing about Kathleen and Ellie, they're also here just completely faith-based. They don't have a lot of financial support, and even for the horses, they don't have money to get the food or the medicine that they need for them sometimes, but God has been sustaining them, sustaining their faith, and it's an inspiration to me because it reminds me that it's God can really do this with anybody if we are willing to step out of our comfort zones. As Kathleen was saying yesterday, it's not like God is calling everyone to go to the foreign mission field, but God is calling all of us to step out of our comfort zone. That's when God can work in our lives, and all of us, Jonathan, myself, and Kathleen, Ellie, we would all say, God has really worked in our lives when we were out of our comfort zone. So if you're struggling to be willing to follow God's call, just start with the little things, and little by little God will lead you. And don't be surprised, because you will find yourself out of your comfort zone, but that's when amazing things happen. That's when God really works in our lives. Thank you so much for watching our vlog this week. We're glad you could join us, and please be sure to like and subscribe, and join us next week for another vlog here on Mission Viewfinder.